And Africa was like, hey, I'm calling your name.
Well, we had a reason why we were in Kenya also the first time.
Okay.
Is we were like talking about making our transition from the States to move to Africa.
Okay.
And since our good friends from New York.
What had inspired that desire to move?
To move to Africa?
Yeah.
We actually purchased land.
You did already?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Being an African born in Kenya all my life, I've seen people leaving the country and going to, abroad, Europe, the States, Canada, Australia, all these places, because according to the picture that I was told growing up is that these countries give you opportunities that maybe you cannot find in Africa. And now that I'm a grown up and I have gotten to see and to learn and to hear, I actually do have different opinions on this matter. But still, I keep on being amused on learning how much whatever picture we were sold of life abroad is not necessarily the case. Not saying it's maybe the worst, but I'm also saying it's another option for you to come back to Africa and to explore what difference it has to offer. Today I'm bringing you an episode of Takese and Jones because they have really amazing news that I got to learn of them deciding to challenge whatever could be seen as norm and deciding to come back from the States, United States of America, and to start a life here in Africa, specifically my country. I'm excited. Welcome, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and let's get into the conversation as we also get to answer some of the questions that you could be having in relation to your return back to the motherland.
So after that, what was the next country, and at what point are you guys coming to Africa?
So our very first international travel together was Kenya.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
With Jones with his son.
Yes.
Oh wow,
that's when I brought-
amazing.
Yeah.
Why Kenya?
You.
Oh, because I have good friends there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
New Yorkers
amazing.
who live there.
Okay, okay,
And made a whole life
amazing.
for themselves there.
Oh.
We have a good friend in Mombasa and a good friend
In
in
Nairobi. Oh wow, amazing. Oh, shout out to you, good friend. Okay.
It was a trip of a lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
One of the best. I mean, I think it was the best introduction to Africa anybody could have.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to go to Africa, you don't know where to go. I think Kenya is the easiest, most place to acclimate yourself to to just being in Africa and just, just taking it all in.
Yeah.
What was your biggest challenge in Kenya though?
Biggest challenge in Kenya.
Not having enough cash on hand.
Oh. Yeah. So we had.
Everything is done through M-Pesa.
Yeah.
We had
Sure.
we had some struggles.
Yeah.
We did some research and we found out that if they do take credit cards, there's ATMs.
Yeah.
But it has to be Visa, it can't be MasterCard or Amex, American Express.
Yeah.
But and then we heard about M-Pesa from videos, doing research on them. But I think we needed either a local bank or somebody there that had a bank. So we actually used our friend's M-Pesa. Like we would give him money and he would
Send to you M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the biggest challenge, and then what was the other challenge? I don't think.
Everyone speaks English for the most part.
Yeah.
You have all the beautiful terrain of mountains and beaches.
Yeah.
Right.
There aren't any other issues, truthfully.
Yeah. I can't think of any like real challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Electricity is always
How
on.
about that?
Yeah.
We ain't saying nothing, but yeah.
I mean,
It's
even
not hard.
yeah. I mean, even with so challenges for other people that I've seen, like some people are saying, oh, there's power outages and stuff, but when you traveled around, it's like
That's almost a normal problem.
Yes, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Plus, they never go out. Well,
What?
thank God I haven't been. Yeah, it's not a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, everybody was welcoming to us.
Then I know after that you went to Nigeria. Was it a continuous trip or you went back to the States first?
No, we did it. That's a year later.
Yeah, okay.
we got invited to a wedding. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, so
I like that all these are attached to reasons. I want to really hear what is the reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So Nigeria, how was it?
Nigeria was amazing. That was my first time in West Africa. I had I had actually did a DNA test, and most of my DNA came from there. I do have 6% Kenyan
Okay.
DNA.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
You finished in Nigeria, Kenya. What's the other percentage?
Yeah, it's like, and you know, those places
Yeah.
just happened. Like we didn't.
Yeah. You didn't sit down and decide.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
2022, we are going here.
Right. It
Yeah.
just happened, and after it was kind of funny that I actually we went to Kenya, and then I had something I wanted to do. I just did this DNA test, and then I found out, you know, it was part Kenyan, and it was like because of the history of the slave trade, you know,
Yeah.
and migrations.
Yeah.
But most of my DNA came out to Nigeria, and then she was like, "Oh, yeah, there's a wedding. You wanna go? Yeah, let's go." Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so we went. The wedding was actually in Abuja, but we said since we're in Nigeria, we can't go to
so let's
Nigeria
go
without
to
seeing
Lagos.
Lagos.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So we stayed a week in Lagos on our own.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to Abuja to attend the wedding.
Yeah. So that you went back to the States, came back to,
Yeah, we went back to the States,
and
then
Africa was like, hey, I'm calling you new.
well, we had a reason why we were in Kenya also the first time.
Okay.
Is we were like talking about making our transition from the States to move to Africa.
Okay.
And since our good friends from New York
What had inspired that desire to move?
to
Africa.
move to Africa, I'll let you take it.
We see through the smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
So we see through the illusion of what's presented as equality, democracy. We're not saying that there isn't opportunity in the West. We're not saying that we've not personally benefited from many things in the West and opportunities there. And rather, there are two sides to everything, right? So not to negate the positives, there are also a lot of negatives. It is not our land. We are not seen as equal. Democracy, as we were taught it in school, is an ideology. It's debatable whether that's what we're actually getting. And we wanted something different, a slower way of life, a more natural way of life, a more simple way of life for ourselves and our future.
Yeah, because even food in America is banned in most countries around the world.
It's so genetically modified.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so heavily sprayed.
Right.
You know.
And like I said, our good friends had moved to Kenya from New York City, and they've been there for 6 years, and they were like saying, "Hey, you guys need to come and look at it, check it out." So when we were in Kenya, we were actually looking at land or just places where, hey, do you think this would work?
Yeah.
Maybe we can move here. So yeah, we actually are considering moving.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Amazing.
So we actually purchased land.
You did already.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's good news. I see why you kept this reaction for me while we were today.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow, what?
You're actually getting an exclusive because we've not even made this announcement on our own channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll wait. Then we'll be
Special.
announcing on the same day.
Special
Thank
guest
you.
here.
I dropped some exclusives later on the video, so please check that out as well. Wow, what place in Nairobi? Like maybe
No, it's in
a big area.
Mombasa.
In Mombasa.
Yeah.
Oh wow, amazing.
Because we're more prone to
The beach.
ocean side. So our plan is to actually get enough land to make our own farm so we can have our own food,
Yeah.
and then build a house and just live life.
I salute that.
Thank you.
From especially because of seeing so many people from they brought in the idea and loving the whole aspect of that, and seeing you guys actualizing it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
We see food sovereignty as something that is critical for true freedom and independence. So our food is our medicine is our food. So said Hippocrates. And without the ability to be able to grow our own food that is still natural and that is still nourishing and healing, we're doomed to a life of sickness and disease.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
Because we are what we consume.
We are what we eat.
Yeah.
And also the inability, again, to see the problem. One of the issues in the West is that we've become very comfortable being removed from food and just going into supermarkets. But there could be a day when you go into a supermarket and there's nothing for you to buy. And I think that the last 2.5 years have shown us that is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
So for us, part of truly being free and independent is not just monetary and having a certain amount of finances. It's the ability to be able to eat when we need to eat.
So do you guys have dates, or are you going with the flow?
No, we have dates.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is happening.
It's happening.
It's yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about months, years, days?
We've got a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
good planning. I
but
love that.
Yeah, so we had a 5-year plan and we planned it. So
Yeah, okay.
it's getting close.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still wanted to check out other countries in Africa to figure out what else, maybe something else. But we like every place that we've been.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to ask, did you ever consider Nigeria? Because
Yeah.
you were there too.
Yeah, I mean, we can still, look at getting a flat out there or something.
Okay,
you know?
okay, yeah.
No place is off limits. We
Sure.
just decided to, because I've always, over my time in the military, I've lived in 13 countries around the world, so I'm used to living in other places. And after, once my son gets 18, I always knew that I was going to move out of the States and somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why we had to plan it that way.
Okay. That's nice. Oh wow, that's inspiring. I hope you guys are inspired to take action on your desires and your dreams, and your goals as well.
Yeah, just make the. Sometimes you just got to do something. You think about it too much, you can just get analysis paralysis.
True.
So sometimes you just got to make the plan and just do it, and see how it is. We don't think any place is perfect, and we're not saying, oh yeah, when we do this, all our problems are going to end.
Of course, not that's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
We probably have some new problems and some new challenges, but at least at least we're gonna.
Blackouts.
No, I'm so used to it.
And checkpoints.
Checkpoints.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And guarding your phone kind of problems.
Yeah. Inside jokes. Our inspirations also are our friends who are living in Kenya, and I mean to come from New York City, the place where most people around the world want to eventually see or live in.
Yeah.
I mean, they left that place and they're and they've been there for 6 years and they're
Raising their
doing great.
family.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they have 2 little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just took their whole family.
Providing a beautiful way of life, a quality of life.
Oh,
And when you ask them about it, they have no regrets. None.
Yeah. They don't even want to move back to the States.
They said they would never move back to the West.
Okay. That's amazing.
Again, we're not saying it's all bad, guys, and it's also personal. People's personal preference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So.
sure.
Plus, we can always visit. We still have
So you
family.
can always visit.
Yeah.
For sure you will visit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you're coming to Ethiopia, did you come with the same motive of seeing
know,
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna ask. Yeah, I mean, everywhere we go, they're like,
We want to buy here.
Yeah.
We want to live
let's
here.
look at property and see. Because I think we are a fan of International House Hunters, that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we always have our eyes open because we're all about opportunities. So if we see opportunity, why let it slip by?
I love that. I love this idea because I also want to be. I love traveling and the thought of like I have a place if I'm coming to Nigeria, if I'm coming to this place, I have a place to stay and stuff like this. I love that.
Exactly. That's why.
Even if it's land and I have my tent down, you know.
Exactly. See, you see what we? That's exactly how we think. We're like, okay, we can always come here and visit. We can, use the place as long as we got a place. We don't have to bother anybody. We can just come there and,
Live life.
Yeah.
Your own foods and stuff like this.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just very African centered. Like we just love the continent, and we're very just like, pro-African at the end of the day. We don't put labels on ourselves. We don't call ourselves like Pan-African or woke or anything like that.
Yeah.
We just living life how we want to live it. We want to live life on our own terms.
Yeah. I want to ask this question based on the fact that your parents and your family, I'm assuming most of them came from Africa. And apparently how Africans perceive the world is we are leaving Africa. How has it been for the adjustment of, to look for greener pastures? Let me finish that. They're leaving to go look for greener pastures out there. How is your perspective on your family and your decision for you to want to come back to Africa?
Yeah, it's funny, I go through this in my mind a lot because, again, I have to really give it up to my parents. They made huge, tremendous sacrifices to leave their own home country during a time of war. You could say that they were displaced and they didn't see a future for themselves and their children. So they made the tough decision to leave their parents, their siblings, their language, their way of life, everything that they know, their culture, their traditions, to go somewhere that is very, very different. Europe is very, very different from Africa. And then from there, they had to learn another language, new traditions and ways of doing things, only to then move us again to Canada, where again you have to learn yet another language, more sacrifice, putting more distance again between you, your culture, your way of living, your family, meaning their parents, siblings, etc. again. So I think about that often, how it's sort of a full circle moment, as now at this stage in my life, I'm working to make it all the way back, you could say, to the place that they left. And it's bittersweet, because on the one hand, you think to yourself, there's a little bit of guilt, if I'm being honest, because they went through so much to get us out. I still have the benefits of that, though. I got the education, I have the documents that have given me the opportunity to travel and see different places, the experiences to live in multiple different places, learn multiple different languages, be schooled in multiple different countries. All of that, I think, has added to me as a person, and I pray that they see that as value. The fact that I have been able to see more and do more, which I think is what each parent wants for their child, I believe. And my hope and prayer is, although I'm not asked, my hope and prayer is that there isn't any offense in my desire to return. My hope is that there is overstanding and understanding, and I use those terms intentionally, because if you understand, then you're not really getting it, right? If you overstand it, and if you understand it, then it means that it resonates with you. That I love home as much as they did, and although they were forced to leave, I'm in a position where I can maybe come back and finish what they couldn't do here because they had to go, right? But I, in turn, get to come back because of what they've done, is how I'm hoping. Although I've not actually had that conversation because it's made me a bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
I would say, honestly, I've avoided it.
Have they tried to have the conversation?
So, no.
Oh.
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.